It sure seems like the simple thing to find workouts to follow and a diet to do, but doing those are just putting band-aids on big old wounds that need more tending to. There's really one simple thing that you need to know to lose weight postpartum and keep it off. Ready to hear all about it? All right, let's go.
Hey mama, welcome to the Tough Love Mom Podcast. I know you're here because you're ready to get consistent and finally lose that weight, and you're not afraid of a little tough love. You know what to do to lose weight, but following through on those things feels impossible. You wish you could just feel like your strong, confident self again and want to be a good example for your little ones, but you get thrown off by mom guilt and the unpredictability of motherhood. It's frustrating. Taking on your journey postpartum is hard, but it's not impossible. Hey, I'm Liz, and I've been where you are. I gained a lot of weight in my pregnancies, 90 pounds and then 60 pounds. I needed to lose that weight to take control of my health and honestly just wanted to feel like myself again. With a sustainable approach to weight loss, simple consistency, and working on my mindset, I lost it all in just over a year both times. And I'm here to help you do the same. I believe that we have an ingrained ability to figure out what we need to do, make it happen, and do it in a way that awes the world. If you're ready to stop falling off the wagon, create solid routine and healthy habits, and finally feel your best inside and out, all while enjoying dino nuggets on your salad, you are in the right place. We're about to transform your journey, my friend. Get pumped up. It is tough love time.
Two of the questions that I get asked most often are along the lines of what workouts do you suggest for fill in the blank, getting more toned up, getting lean but not bulky and building muscle, or getting stronger, or postpartum. And then what should I eat, or something along the lines of how many calories should I aim for, etc. That kind of thing. It's very generic when it comes to fitness or nutrition, but at the same time, we're looking for a quick solution that's not addressing a deeper rooted issue. These are the wrong questions to be asking, and it's okay for asking them. We just haven't been educated as a population, in my opinion, of how to address deeper rooted issues and actually heal those, deal with them, confront them, and work from there. Build a deeper, solid foundation. We're not taught to do that. We're taught to just find the solution. And so what we're doing today is talking about building that foundation, strengthening it. So when you do take on a quote diet or start a new workout program, you're doing it from the right place. Because if you aren't digging down deeper into why you do what you do and shifting your thinking and your habits, aka your automatic responses, and you're just trying to change your actions, change won't stick. That's why we fall off the wagon. So what kind of change does stick? The kind of change that starts simple, it stays sustainable, and becomes part of who you are. I'm going to say that again. The kind of change that sticks is the change that starts simple, stays sustainable, and becomes part of who you are. You better be so glad that in first grade I went to speech therapy to fix my lisp, because that would have been really hard for me to say a short, 23, 24 years ago. So really glad, because we need to keep it simple, sustainable, and become part of who you are. So you got to find your starting point. This is what you need, where you start to lose weight postpartum and to keep it off. That's the key, isn't it? Avoiding too long of plateaus, not gaining the weight back, and actually getting off the diet roller coaster. That's what we're ideally what we want, but it's like, is it possible? Is that just something people talk about? Do people get hit with luck that they can get off of that roller coaster? I don't know. It's not luck. It is not by chance. It is not they got struck by some magic bolt of lightning and look at them. They don't deal with that struggle anymore. It's because they started, some people just don't deal with that as a struggle, but when you do, what you need to start with is something simple. It's your starting point. And you do that by, again, starting simple. So a starting point is one simple action in one area of your journey that you master. I'm going to say that again. A starting point is one action in one area of your journey that you master. So it's either going to be in your nutrition, in your workouts, or in your routine. And it's going to be an action that you master over the course of a couple weeks. A starting point is sustainable because, again, you're just doing one thing. You're not trying to change your whole journey overnight. Have you ever tried to do that where you go, okay, I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to do all my meal prep for the week on Sunday. And Monday, we're going to just eat all the healthy food now. I'm going to do my workouts every afternoon at 4 p.m. for 30 minutes. And this is going to change my life. And then after a couple weeks, it gets old. You go back to your old habits, right? It's because you're trying to change like 5, 6, 7 different things all at once. And that's really hard to stay sustainable with. You got to do one thing at a time. And a starting point is sustainable because you're doing one change at a time. You're mastering one action at a time. It can feel in the moment when you're just focusing on that one thing like, is this ever going to give me progress? But it will, because down the road you can build on that and that change will stick. And the change after that will stick. And the one after that will also stick. And it's going to become a complete lifestyle change. You fall off after a few weeks or even a few days because more than one change at once won't stick. It's not sustainable, okay? One change or shift at a time is. A starting point is also going to become part of who you are because you spend time fostering that action into a habit. You spend time being intentional and aware of what's going on in your mind and in your life as you follow through. You start to notice how it's making you feel, how the people around you are responding to the changes that you're making. And as you start getting more aware of what triggers you to fall off of the wagon, you can respond with intention because you're only focusing on one starting point. You stay the course. And as you build on that with what I call a stepping stone, so after you master a starting point, your next step on that journey is a stepping stone because you already got started, right? So we're going to keep moving on, stepping stone down that path. And it's another action, again, likely on the same path. So if you start in the nutrition realm, we're probably going to keep you in the nutrition realm for a few steps. And then we can focus on workouts, maybe head back to nutrition after a few more weeks. So as you build on that starting point and take different stepping stones over the course of a few weeks and a few months, the changes and your progress and your life begin to snowball. And then you lose weight. And then it stays off because you've overhauled your lifestyle, not just followed a diet for a few weeks and did some workouts for a few weeks. You see the difference? There's a difference between following some sort of program, and not that they're bad, like they're great as long as you're, again, doing it from the right place, doing it with the right mindset. And when we don't focus on making incremental small changes, when we focus on trying to do too much at once, and yes, there are people who that can be the difference maker for them, but for a majority of the population, we need to take one change at a time. Life is crazy enough. I mean, all the mamas said amen to that. Like, life is crazy enough that if we're trying to do too much at once on our plate, you know, if it's for us, it's the first thing that's going to go because we often prioritize others above ourselves. So I know you want to prioritize your health and to do that in a sustainable way that's going to fit into your life instead of become this extra burden on your back. You need to make one small change at a time. So stop trying to find the next workout program or the next diet to follow to lose a few pounds that you'll eventually gain back. Stop scrolling reels for the next trainer or coach to work with. Literally get off of social media, please, and start figuring out your starting point and get to transforming literally your whole lifestyle. That's what you want, isn't it? I hope so. I mean, if you're a listener, I'm going to make you believe that's what you want because it's so freeing. You don't know what you don't know, but when you get to the place where your life actually starts to change, man, does it feel good. You're like, how did I live any other way before this? What you want is that lifestyle change. Because I've lived in both places. I have lived in the, trying to just put a Band-Aid on a gaping wound, trying to just do the right things and take the right actions. And when things get difficult, falling off and falling back into old habits that weren't good for me. And I've also been in the camp of having my fallback, and I'm not changing now, but I've been in the place, and I am in the place where my fallback, my natural, my innate, my baseline, I guess that's the word, my baseline is these healthy habits because they're just innate and it's a huge blessing and it's what I want for you. Being consistent and disciplined aren't hard because they're second nature for me. And you can do that, but it's by making small changes over time. It's by not trying to just change your actions all at once. It's by not just trying to change one thing at a time, but from the wrong place. You've got to look at everything that you're doing figure out what's going to be the first spot that's going to actually make impactful change for me, and how can I build on that over a long course of time. You got to commit to a timeline. You've got to, and don't actually give yourself a timeline. Sorry, we've talked about that. Don't set a timeline. But what I'm saying is you've got to commit to long-term change. You've got to commit to this journey. I mean, it's called journey because it doesn't end, right? It's our whole life. So you got to commit to this being a long-term thing, a long-term process, and that's okay. So if you're ready for that, if you're ready for the long term, if you're ready for sustainable change, and if you're ready to actually stop slapping Band-Aids on stuff that needs tending to, if you're ready to start digging down deep and figuring out what's actually keeping me stuck, where can I start, what point do I need to start at to make real change in my life right now? If you're ready for all that, ready to find your starting point so you can overhaul your actual lifestyle instead of just your habits, let's go. Let's go. It is a process, and we're going to dig into your life. We're going to dig into your goals, your struggles, but we're going to do it together. You will not be alone in this process. You and me are going to come up with a starting point plan that is perfect for you and that's doable for you in this season of life. I cannot wait. Head to thetoughlovemom.com/coaching to book your session. I only coach about 8 women a month. And we're just a few days left out from August with a few spots already booked out. So that's thetoughlovemom.com/coaching. I will see you there. Again, dig down deep, figure out why are you wanting to make these changes? What is holding you back the most? Don't just opt for something new, something that I'm so hesitant to use the word quick fix because it's so overused and it has a stigma about it that can make us feel bad. So I don't want to use that for this. But don't just opt for something that's, again, a Band-Aid on something that needs deeper healing, on something that needs more tending to. It needs a professional to stitch it up. Let's find your starting point. Let's get you on the path to weight loss the right way, because that is what creates sustainable change, actual lifestyle change, because that's what sets the example for our kids. It's what changes the way we think about ourselves, the way we feel about our bodies and our journey. That's where real change happens. So let's get after it. Let's do this. I'll see you on your session. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your week, girlfriend. Get after it.
Before you go, thank you for spending this time with me on the Tough Love Mom podcast. If this episode encouraged you in any way, the number one way you can thank me is to leave a review letting me know how this show has impacted you. Then send this episode to another mom friend, or take a screenshot, post it on social media, and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me on this journey to impact thousands of moms. I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you, sister. Until next time, get after it.